there, guys. I apologize for my rude backlighting behind my head here with this crazy halo slash need a haircut situation. So nonetheless, tonight I'm gonna compare Epitaph Russian Imperial Stout with the Epitaph Russian Imperial with bourbon barrel aging. So I'm pretty excited about that. And just as a side note, I totally wrestled with the wax on the top of this and then realized like I could just totally take the lid off. Anyway, don't tell anybody. But it does have a cool lid because the imprint of this evil face or whatever that is. Anyway, so that's legit. Okay, so actually I guess I need to go get that bottle back. So actually I totally need to get that bottle back to keep these straight. So, okay. The other night, I tried the Epitaph Russian Imperial Stout. It's a 2015 kind of seasonal release, winter release, and it was pretty amazing. It was, I thought it was going to be really intense, and it ended up being super smooth and agreeable. So just to reiterate. Oh, yeah, and I forgot. It totally has this amazing mouthfeel. Now, the first night I tried it, and this is always interesting, both in time and then in heat, like if you leave, the cold sip versus the 20-minute sip, they sometimes have a difference in flavor. This has a little bit more, I almost want to say astringent, sharp flavor in it than it did when I first opened it, and I think at this point it might have been 3 days, but I had it corked. So anyway, so that being said, pretty amazing beverage. I always expect that a Russian Imperial is going to be very like roasted coffee, French roast, burnt toast kind of a flavor where you have that really intense kind of acidic flavor. And this, while it has that, does it in a really nice way. And it also has this, like, I don't even think creaminess is the description so much as like this velvety, full mouthfeel. And it's really pretty great. And so all of that combined really makes this beer just really round, smooth, and drinkable. And at 12% alcohol, that's quite a feat. So next door at the Epitaph bourbon barrel aged version, also 2015, seasonal release at 14% alcohol by volume, and the same IBUs. They both ring in at 92 IBUs. And so we're going to smell that. And for those of you who didn't see the video on the Epitaph, go and watch that, because I didn't get into detail about like the aroma and the smell and the look and all of that, but it's in that other video. Okay, so here, aroma-wise, oh yeah, this bourbony sweetness, like that, Maker's Mark, love you. Anyway, so anyway, that bourbony kind of sweetness, because it's a very sweet liquor, and but also kind of a oaky in the fact that it's aged in these wood barrels, and so that lends to this kind of like depth of flavor, smokiness, oakiness, earthiness, and you can smell that coming through in this. Whereas the regular one, maybe I need coffee to smell between these, is much more subdued. And it's just this nice rounding of what you would expect a beer to smell like. This definitely has that like kind of higher level. Anyway, ooh, yeah. So appearance-wise, black as day, black as night, whatever that is. Black as my sweatshirt. And it poured with just a little bit ahead. I think the other one had a little bit more, but I poured it in a larger glass, and so sometimes these little glasses don't give it time to develop the head, but it's a tan color, and it looks like it's going to follow down the glass as we drink it because of alcohol. Well, I'm going to drink it, you're not drinking it, because the alcohol content and the kind of like density of this beer. So there's that. Let's taste it. This is super good, first of all, and it's so different from this other one. And I think had I just been going on recollection, I would have been like, oh yeah, it's like this other one, but it has like a little bit of a bourbon hint to it. It's totally a different animal. So having them side by side is super cool. And I encourage you, to do this tasting yourself if you have the opportunity. 2 seasonal variations, 2 of the same seasonal with variations. Very interesting. And then trying, of course, if you're going to be cellaring beers, trying them, the first year and the second year and kind of comparing your notes. Of course, you can't do a side-by-side taste comparison unless you can get a fresh bottle of it. But, it's interesting to kind of see how those flavors develop and how they change depending on time and aging process, etc. So anyway, back to the details here. Wow, it's just so smooth. It's so smooth. I don't feel like this one has the same super velvety like thickness that the regular one did, but let's call it the gold one, golden red. But it definitely is a full bodied beer, and it definitely has this nice body characteristic to it. But I feel like it has a lighter quality, and in that there's probably more alcohol. There is more alcohol. We've already acknowledged that. And then this bourbon finish, alcohol to me, like a sipping drink. When you take a sip of a nice liquor and you breathe out, you kind of breathe out all of these flavors that happen in there that develop, on the palate, and it kind of, it's like a lighter version of the original taste almost, and it's like ethereal and it's just on your breath. And I feel like that's how this beer comes across. Like you taste it, and I can tell that it has like this power-packed intensity to it, but it just kind of breathes out nicely in a finish. Wow, 14% alcohol. Yeah, and it just has this earthy, mellow, I mean, almost like cedar, if you smell cedar, kind of a taste to it. And then you can kind of feel the other flavors that are in the beer, the roastiness and the maltiness and the grains and all of that kind of come up, and then it just wisps away on this delightful finish. It's really an experience. These are really awesome beers. So, Heathen Brewing, 2 thumbs up. So anyway, so side by side, that's the difference, and each of them is worthwhile in their own, on their own. But trying them side by side is really, really cool. It's a really great way, I think, to start to kind of get into how beers taste different. If you've never done a beer tasting, like a flight or a comparison, between a couple of different stouts, or anyway varieties, variations on a particular, like this one. It's really, really cool to see how they change based on whatever quality that they change. How enjoyable. All right, so Epitaph, Heathen Brewing Epitaph Russian Imperial Stout, both the red and the gold are superior. So I definitely recommend that you try them. If you have tried them, share with me down below. Let me know your thoughts. I love to hear what other people think, because everybody has an opinion about what they're drinking. And share with me where you were able to find it, so that way if somebody comes along and would like to find it, they have the opportunity. I got this at from Tavor, and so it came to me in the mail, and I'm so thankful for it. Heathen Brewing, I keep wanting to call it Epitaph Brewing. Heathen Brewing is out of Vancouver, Washington, which is cool, because it's right, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, right over the bridge, I-5 over the bridge to from Portland, Oregon. And so I used to actually go to Vancouver a lot, because my friend worked there. But anyway, So, totally cool if you're a Portland guy, gal, person, peep, and just jump right over that bridge and check it out, because there's a lot of great beer in Portland, and so, branch out and try those other ones as well. Okay, now it's on my list. Next time I go to Portland, if I can get somebody to drive me over and I can actually go to a tasting room, if that's a thing, I totally want to go to Heathen Brewing because they are brewing up some good stuff there. So, all right, enough of me talking. Go get this and try it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.